Hi children, today we're going to discuss rational algebraic expressions or RAE. So at the end of this video, you should be able to illustrate RAE and simplify RAE. So bago tayo mag-illustrate at mag-simplify ng mga RAEs, let us define what is a polynomial. So polynomial is a mathematical expression involving sum of terms whose literal coefficients contains variables with positive integral exponents. So a polynomial can have constant like -7 and p over 4, variables with positive exponents like m squared n raised to 5 and 5x raised to 4 y cubed. So pwede rin kay polynomial yung operations na addition, subtraction, multiplication. Pwede rin naman na yung division, pero division by a number lang. So number lang ang pwede nating makita sa denominator. So alin yung mga hindi pwede? So, division by variable. So, hindi tayo pwedeng makakita ng letter or variable sa denominator. Hindi rin pwede yung mga fractional exponents or yung exponent natin ay mga fractions. Hindi rin pwede yung variable under the radical sign. Pwede lang yung number, pero yung letter na nasa loob or nasa ilalim ng radical sign, hindi siya pwede, hindi siya polynomial. At hindi rin pwede yung mga negative exponents. And last is, hindi pwedeng magkaroon ng infinite number of terms. So when we say infinite, walang katapusan. So kailangan definite number of terms lang yung expression para makonsider siya as polynomial. So let us illustrate rational algebraic expressions. So ano nga ba yung rational algebraic expression or RAE? So when we divide two polynomials, nagke-create tayo ng mga RAE. So, RAE is an expression in the form of n over d, where n is the numerator and d is the denominator, where n and d are polynomials, and yung d natin or yung denominator natin ay hindi pwedeng mag-equal kay 0. So, ito yung mga examples ng mga rational algebraic expressions. So, paano tayo magsisimplify ng rational algebraic expressions? So, to simplify RAEs, step 1, factor the numerator and the denominator. Step 2, divide or cancel out common factors. Then, step 3, we need to multiply the remaining factors. So, kapag nagsisimplify tayo ng RAE, para lang tayo nagsisimplify ng fractions. So, for example, we have 27 over 45. So, step 1 is to factor the numerator and the denominator. Ang factors ng 27 ay 3 times 3 times 3. And factors ng 45 ay 3 times 5, 3 times 3 times 5. So, step number 2 is to cancel or divide out common factors. So, we have 3 and another 3. So, yung remaining factors natin ay 3 and 5. So, the final answer or the simplest form is 3 over 5. So let us try to simplify rational algebraic expressions.
So the given is 40 over 60. So factor the numerator and the denominator. So 40, we have the complete factors of 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. While in the denominator, we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So cancel common factors. We have 2, 2, and 5. The remaining factor in the numerator, we have 2. And in the denominator, we have 3. Therefore, the simplest form is 2 over 3. The given is 45a squared b over 30ab. So, factor the numerator and the denominator. So, for the numerator, we have 45a squared b. So, we have 3 times 3 times 5. A squared, we have a times a, then b. For the denominator 30ab, we have 2 times 3 times 5, then a, then b. Cancel common factors, we have 3, we have 5, we have a, and b. So, multiply the remaining factors in the numerators 3 and a. So we have 3a. Then in the denominator, we have 2. Therefore, 2. So the simplest form is 3a over 2. Given is 60m squared n raised to 4p over 25m cubed n squared p raised to 5. So factor the numerator and the denominator. So in the numerator, we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, 2m's, 4n's, then a single p. For the denominator, we have 5 times 5, 3m's, 2n's, then 5p's. Then cancel common factors. So we have 5. How many m? We have 2. How many n? We have 2 again. Then for p, we have a single p. So the remaining factors for the numerator are 2, 2, 3, then 2n's. When we multiply 2 times 2 times 3, the answer is 12. Then n times n is equal to n squared. For the denominator, the remaining factors are 5, m, then 4p's, therefore 5 times m, then 4p's, we have 5m p raised to 4. So the simplest form is 12n squared over 5m p raised to 4. The given is 8x cubed plus 24x over 4x squared plus 12. So factor the numerator and the denominator. So the numerator is 8x cubed plus 24x and factorable by greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor is 8x. So to find the other factor, we need to divide the whole polynomial by 8x. So the answer is x squared plus 3. Then in the denominator, 4x squared plus 12. So again, factorable by greatest common factor. And that is 4. So the other factor, when the polynomial is divided by 4, the answer is x squared plus 3. So cancel common factor. So 8 and 4, they have common factor of 4 or GCF of 4. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Then another common factor is the binomial x squared plus 3. Then the remaining factors for the numerator are 2 and x. So multiply 2x. Then in the denominator, we have 1. And 2x over 1, the simplest form is simply 2x. So this is the answer. Given is 7a plus 7b over a squared minus b squared. So factor the numerator and the denominator. So for the numerator, it is factorable by GCF or greatest common factor, and that is 7. So the other factor is a plus b. While in the denominator, we have a squared minus b squared. So obviously, it is factorable by difference of two squares. And the factors are sum and difference of the square root of the first and square root of the second term. So square root of a squared, we have a. Square root of the second term, we have b. And sum and difference. So as you can see, they have the same binomial factor of a plus b. So cancel. The remaining factor in the numerator is 7, while in the denominator is a minus b. So the simplest form is 7 over a minus b. The given is b squared plus 8p plus 16 all over b squared minus 16. So factor the numerator and the denominator. In the numerator, we have a PST or perfect square trinomial. So kapag PST, ang factors niya, dalawang binomial na magkapareho. So, kailangan lang natin yung square root ng first term at nung last term natin. So, square root ni b squared ay b. And square root ng last term natin na 16 ay 4. Since positive si middle term, therefore, plus sign. While in the denominator, b squared minus 16, so ito ay factorable by using difference of two squares. So, ito naman, isang sum, isang difference. And kailangan din natin yung square root ng first at ng second term. So, ang square root ng first ay b. And square root ng second term ay 4. Then, isang plus, isang minus. So, cancel common factors. And the common factor is yung binomial b plus 4. So, the remaining factor in the numerator is binomial b plus 4. While in the denominator, we have b minus 4. So, the simplest form is b plus 4 all over b minus 4. So, the given is x cubed minus 1 over x squared minus 3x plus 2. So, factor the numerator and the denominator. So, for the numerator, we have x cubed minus 1 and it's factorable by difference of 2 cubes. So, kapag difference of 2 cubes, meron tayong binomial factor and trinomial factor. To find the binomial factor, extract the cube root of the first term and the second term. So, ano ba ang cube root ng x cube? We have x. While for 1, the cube root is 1. Since minus sign to, minus sign din yun nasa binomial factor natin. Then, for the trinomial factor, so yung first term natin, square ng x. So, x squared. Yung last term naman natin ay square ng 1. So, 1. And plus sign. Then, for the middle term, we need to find the product of x and 1. So, 1x or simply x. Then, kung ito ay minus sign, ito ay plus sign. So, the complete factors of the numerator are x minus 1 and x squared plus x plus 1. While in the denominator, x squared minus 3x plus 2. So, this is a trinomial. So, it's either PST or GT. Since yung last term natin ay 2, na hindi naman perfect square, so ito ay general trinomial where a is equal to 1. So, kapag general trinomial, ang factors niya, dalawang binomial na hindi magkapareho. So, ano ang factors ng x squared? So, we have x and x. Then, yung dalawang numbers sa dulo ay manggagaling sa factors ng positive 2. Since positive yung 2 o yung last term natin, pareho sila ng sign. So, parehong tingin tayo sa middle term, negative. So, pareho silang negative. Then, ano yung factors ng 2 o dalawang numbers na factors ng 2 na kapag inad natin, 3 ang magiging sagot. So, ang answer natin ay 2 and 1 because 2 times 1 is equal to 2, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. Now, cancel common factor. And ang pareho sa kanila ay yung binomial x minus 1. So, ang remaining factor in the numerator is x squared plus x plus 1. Then, in the denominator, we have x minus 2. So, the simplest form is x squared plus x plus 1 all over x minus 2. So, the given is y squared minus 9y plus 20 all over y squared minus 3y minus 10. So, factor the numerator and the denominator. So, the numerator is a trinomial and since yung last term natin ay hindi perfect square, so ito ay isang general trinomial. So, kapag general trinomial, ang factors niya, dalawang binomial na hindi magkapareho. So, for y squared, we have y and y. So, yung dalawang numbers na nasa dulo o yung dalawang second terms natin ay manggagaling sa factors ni positive 20 na kapag inad, negative 9 ang magiging sagot. So, yung sign nila is magkapareho since ang last term natin ay positive. Pareho silang negative kasi ang middle term natin ay negative. Then, factors ni 20 na kapag inad, 9 ang magiging sagot. So, yung dalawang number na yun ay 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 20. 5 plus 4, 9. How about in the denominator? So, trinomial again. And hindi rin siya PST, therefore general trinomial. So, magkaibang binomial yung factors niya. So, yung last term natin ay negative, therefore magkaiba sila ng sign. Isang positive, isang negative. Then, yung bigger number ay negative since yung middle term natin ay negative. So, kung ito ay negative, ito ay positive. Then, for y squared, we have y and y. Then, for 10, ang factors niya na kapag may minus naman ngayon, 3 ang magiging sagot ay 5 and 2. 5 times 2, 10. 5 minus 2, 3. So, cancel yung common factor which is binomial y minus 5. In the numerator, the remaining factor is y minus 4. And in the denominator, we have y plus 2. So, the simplest form is y minus 4 over y plus 2. So, the given is 3x squared plus x minus 4 over x squared minus 6x plus 5. So, factor the numerator and the denominator. Yung numerator natin ay general trinomial where a is greater than 1. So, in the last video lesson, pinag-aralan natin kung paano mag-factor ng general trinomial where a is greater than 1. So, we have 3x squared plus x minus 4. First step natin is to multiply the numerical coefficient of the first term and yung last term natin. So, 3 times 4 is 12. So, sa kanya tayo kukuha ng factors na gagamitin natin as bigger and the smaller number. So, ano ang factors ni 12 na kapag minus positive 1 ang magiging sagot? So, si last term natin ay negative, therefore magkaiba sila ng sign. Isang positive, isang negative. Then, si bigger number, ang susundin niya is yung middle term, which is positive. Therefore, si smaller number ang negative. So, factors ni 12 na kapag minus or sinubtract, positive 1 ang magiging sagot. So, 4 and 3. 4 times 3, 12. 4 plus 3, or 4 minus 3 rather, is 1. So, we have x plus 4, then x minus 3. Then, tapos na ba siya? Hindi pa kasi kapag minultiply natin to using the FOIL method, hindi magiging ganito yung sagot niya. So, we need to use the numerical coefficient of the first term as divisor ng dalawang numbers na nakuha natin. So, 4 divided by 3, ang quotient niya ay hindi whole number. Therefore, yung 3 na divisor natin ay ilalagay natin sa unahan. So, magiging 3x plus 4. Then, 3 divided by 3. So, the answer is 1. Therefore, x minus 1. So, the complete factors of the numerator is 3x plus 4 and x minus 1. How about in the denominator? So, sa denominator natin, ito ay general trinomial din, but a is equal to 1. So, the same pa rin, two binomials na hindi magkapareho. So, x squared, we have x and x. Then, kunin natin yung factors ni 5, positive 5, na kapag inad, negative 6 ang magiging sagot. So, yung sign natin, since si last term ay positive, therefore, magkapareho sila ng sign at parehong negative kasi yung middle term natin ay negative. So, ano yung factors ni 5 na kapag inad, 6 ang magiging sagot? So, we have 5 and 1. So, the common factor ng numerator and denominator natin ay yung binomial na x minus 1. So, ang natira sa numerator ay 3x plus 4 and sa denominator ay x minus 5. So, the simplest form is 3x plus 4 over x minus 5. So, the given is x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 8 all over 2x squared plus x minus 6. So, factor the numerator and the denominator. So, sa numerator natin, we have 4 terms. And check natin kung meron silang greatest common factor. Wala. So, hindi rin siya binomial for DTS and SDTC. Hindi rin siya trinomial for PST and GT. Therefore, anong gagawin natin? So, gagamitin natin yung factoring by grouping. So, ang given natin ay x cubed plus 2x squared plus 4x plus 8. So, si first term tsaka si second term, may common factor. Si third term tsaka si fourth term, meron din siyang common factor. So, i-group natin sila. So, we have the first group and the second group. So, sa first group natin, pwede siyang i-factor using greatest common factor. So, ang DCF nila ay x squared. So, ang other factor ay magiging x plus 2. Then, for the second group, 4x plus 8. So, factorable by using GCF or greatest common factor. And that is 4. So, yung other factor natin ay x plus 2. So, dun sa ating dalawang groups, meron tayong common binomial factor and that is x plus 2. So, factor out natin si x plus 2. So, dividing the whole polynomial by quantity x plus 2. So, sa first term natin or dun sa first group natin, ang matitira ay x squared. While in the second group, ang matitira ay positive 4. So, the complete factors of the numerator are x plus 2 times x squared plus 4. How about in the denominator? So, isa siyang general trinomial where a is greater than 1. So, we have 2x squared plus x minus 6. So, first step natin is to multiply the numerical coefficient of the first term and the last term. 2 times 6, therefore, we have 12. And hahanapin natin yung factors ni 12 na kapag minus, ang magiging sagot ay positive 1. So, yung sign natin ay the same pa rin ng rules. So, ang sign ng last term natin ay negative. Therefore, magkaiba sila ng sign. So, si bigger number, ang susundin niya na sign ay si middle term. So, siya ay positive. And the smaller number will become negative. So, factors ni 12 na kapag minus, positive 1 ang magiging sagot. So, we have 4 and 3. 4 times 3, 12. 4 minus 3, 1. So, we have x plus 4, then x minus 3. Then, tapos na ba? Hindi pa kasi kapag minultiply natin to using FOIL method, hindi ito magiging sagot niya. So, we need to use the numerical coefficient of the first term 2 para maging divisor ng dalawang numbers na nakuha natin. Then, 4 divided by 2, the answer is 2. Therefore, x plus 2. Then, 3 divided by 2. So, yung quotient niya ay hindi whole number. Therefore, yung 2 ilalagay natin sa unahan ng x. Magiging 2x minus 3. So, the complete factors of the denominator are x plus 2 and 2x minus 3. So, as you can see, yung common factor nila ay yung binomial x plus 2. Therefore, ang natirang factor sa numerator ay x squared plus 4. Then, in denominator, we have 2x minus 3. So, the simplest form is x squared plus 4 over 2x minus 3.
So remember, Rational algebraic expression is an expression in the form of n over d, where n is the numerator and d is the denominator, where n and d are polynomials and the denominator must not be equal to 0. And to simplify rational algebraic expressions, step 1, we need to factor the numerator and the denominator. Step 2, divide out or cancel the common factors. And step 3, we need to multiply the remaining factors. So that's it. Thanks for watching.